Vikas, can you please tell me about the market trends for the next 3 months?
Sure. Let's talk about what's gone on in the markets. The markets are almost at an all-time high. The S&P is about 29 points from the all-time high. Dow Jones is about 400 points from its all-time high, and the Nasdaq is about 500 points away from its all-time high. So what is happening as a result of the markets is that there has been a lot of rotation into certain sectors, but there is also a lot of resiliency in the market. Will that resiliency continue for the next 3 months? That has yet to be seen. I think there is some geopolitical risk as we are seeing what has happened with Israel and Hamas, the death of Nasrallah. So there will be some action or reaction to that, if you will, in the markets. But I don't think it will last long. I think the next 3 months, the way the markets are trending, we will see a blip in October, which is typically a difficult month because the quarterly earnings are going to be coming out in the next 2 weeks. And as a result of that, we will see volatility in the markets. But I feel the markets will close at the higher end by year end.
So do you think as the war is going to be much wider and Iran is going to participate in the war, is it going to be much wider and is it going to impact the market?
The Iran piece?
Yeah.
Well, Iran is going to retaliate, I think. They will probably retaliate, and that could have some impact, which I'm factoring in the October month trend. The reason I'm saying is October typically being a challenging month is always, if we go back historically, it has always been a very weak month for the markets. October 19th, 1987 was the biggest turmoil, if you remember. That was, we had a 25% dip. We won't see anything of that sort, but we will see some kind of an impact. Geopolitical election is coming up. Every day the market is reacting based on what is going on with the polls, whether Harris is up or Donald Trump is up. So that will bring some fluctuation and uncertainty in the market. The other third factor which we are missing right now is the Federal Reserve interest rates. Federal Reserve is going to do another cut, but it won't happen until after the election date because they're meeting on November 6th and 7th. So I think election being on November 5th, they won't make a decision on the 6th or 7th. So that cut may happen in December. So all those things keeping into consideration, we should have a very good upward trend in the market in the month of December.
So it's going to be upward. Definitely.
Yes, it will be upwards. S&P, my estimate for S&P by year end is about 5850. The Dow Jones is at 42,300 right now. We could see it around 43,000. And then on the Nasdaq, we are at 18,118. We could be back to its high of 18,600.
Okay, now we are talking about the three the factors which is going to influence. So one is the Midwest war, the second one is the elections, the third one is the Fed rate cut,
Yes.
and inflation. All these factors, right?
Yeah, the Fed rate cut will help us in as a catalyst.
Okay.
And the other thing which we didn't talk, which we have kind of it is subtle, is your earnings. When the earnings start coming, I think the earnings will be very strong.
Strong. Okay.
And the earnings will be strong, the guidance going forward will be strong, and the markets look 9 months ahead. So looking at 9 months ahead, that is a catalyst. All that will drive the markets higher by year end. Even though we will see a blip in the month of October, as I was saying.
Okay.
So, what is the market catalyst for the next few weeks?
The catalyst again for the next few weeks is going to be for a very short term, it is going to be purely the earnings. The earnings start coming out first week of October, the third quarter earnings, and that will be the catalyst. Because I think the earnings will be strong. We'll see good, strong earnings from the banks. We'll see strong earnings from the technology sector, and that should drive some of those things up in the next.
What are your suggestions for the investors?
So I have always been telling people I always stay invested in the market, but for the investors also I would always say you don't try to time the market. because there are the best days of the year. You may say, oh, I'll wait for the market to pull back and put the money that day. That's not the smartest thing to do. You should always be invested in the market, take some profits when you can, and always look for the right opportunity. So from a sector standpoint, I would say you should be looking at investing into oil stocks, and I would still stick with the Mag 7, the big Magnificent 7 technology stocks.
Okay. So how has the current Midwest war how's the current Midwest war influenced the market? Is there any impact?
Midwest war.
With the Israeli and Lebanon.
Oh, the Mid East war. Sorry,
Middle East, yeah.
yeah, the Mid East war between Israel and yes, that it surprisingly the market is not reacting too strongly to that. That is a good thing from a standpoint, but let's see how the market reacts on Monday. I don't think it will make any big differences on the market because that won't have a big, in my mind, it won't be a big significant increase to the markets from that standpoint.
Okay. So the Tesla is going up. Did you see any good things about Tesla?
I think Tesla could be a reason of two things. I think, as you may have noticed last week, China also cut back by 50 basis points, and that was a result of companies like Tesla, as well as if you look at FXI fund, KRE fund. These are the Chinese funds which hold like Alibaba, Baidu, and all. They all went up a significant amount. Same thing with a company like Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder does a lot of business in China, and it had come down quite a bit to like in the mid 90s. That has gone over $100. So this China drop of 50 basis points in conjunction with what US did, that's also a good sign, and I think we will see more strength in the Chinese markets for now, for a short term, and that will also give boost to some of those companies which have Chinese exposure.
I think China released a stimulus package. It's a huge stimulus package. So other than this 50 basis points, I think they released a stimulus package. That's the reason all these Chinese
Yes,
stocks going
and that
up.
is also that is
I
true.
think one of the PED is also going up
Correct.
very high.
That is true.
Right. So I think over the next few months, these Chinese stocks keep going up.
We should see an upward trend in some of these companies, and Tesla also. They do a lot of business in China, a much more percentage wise, and their numbers are going to. And the other thing why Tesla has gone up is because there has been receding by Ford and GM on their EV vehicles, so Tesla gets that boost.
So recently, yesterday, the Tesla, not Tesla, SpaceX, which is again owned by Elon Musk, right? Sent the SpaceX shuttle to bring back the Sunita Williams, yeah. So is it going to give good positive news to Tesla?
I don't think so. I mean, Elon Musk owns a lot of businesses. He owns X, which was Twitter, which is now privatized. He owns SpaceX. He owns several other things. Tesla is his own its own public company. So I think that gives him that will big boost to SpaceX, and they'll get certainly better contracts from that. But from a Tesla standpoint, I don't think personally that is going to make any difference.
So out of curiosity, the Sunita Williams she's supposed to stay there for 8 days. And now I think she is going to return back
Over a month.
February. I think 8 months. 8 days become 8 months. So how she is surviving there in the space? There's enough food?
That's a great question. I think they should have something that's keeping them there. Yeah.
Okay. So anything else you want to?
No, I think we need. The only other thing I would tell the investors is to stay the course right now, and there will be some short-term blips in the market, but by year end, I think we will be higher than where we are today, and happy investing.
Thank you very much, Vikas.
Thank you, Vikas.